Hey, what is going on, guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Worlds Pick'em. So I decided to make this video because I have a feeling a few of you guys probably didn't follow the competitive scene very much this year, and I have followed the competitive scene quite a bit, so if you want to go ahead and copy my groups, you can do that. You can win some pretty cool rewards here if you do guess correctly. You can get some summoner icons for participating, and if you guess, if you get 34 points, then you can get this icon as well. And then if you pick a perfect group, which I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do, you can get a championship Riven skin, which is pretty sick, so it gives you a little extra incentive to complete this. But let's go ahead here and I'll talk about why I think each team is going to get their placing in the group, and I'll talk about which teams I think are the strongest in each group. So for Group A, I think that KOO Tigers is the strongest in this group. However, I think that this group is probably the hardest to predict because CLG, the Flash Wolves, and Pain Gaming, I think any of them could take this second spot. CLG just lost their main jungler. He can't play at Worlds because of some visa issue. So I think that CLG, because they're playing with a sub, they're not like a shoo-in for getting past the group stage like they were when this group was announced. I think that CLG, if they had Xmithy, they would probably get out of the group stage, but I'm a little iffy now on whether I think that CLG is gonna get out or not. I wouldn't, if you guys think that Flash Wolves are gonna take this group, then go ahead and do that, because this is probably the one group I'm the least confident about, and I think that any of these teams could take like number 2 or number 1 even. So this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with KOO because they're the team from Korea. Korea is still ahead of the other regions in my opinion, so I think that KOO is the safe number 1 pick here. And then CLG, Flash Wolves, and Pain, you could put any of these guys in the second spot, so do what you guys want, but this is what I'm going to do here. So for Group B, I think this is a little bit easier to predict. Invictus Gaming, I think they're actually a lot stronger than their seed. They came in as the 3rd seed from China, but they were taking games off of EDG, who came in as like the number 2 seed. And I think that Invictus is actually quite a strong Chinese team. As long as they can get ahead in the early game, they have a really strong jungler, and as long as he can get their team ahead, then they can do really, really well. And if they're playing against a team like Fnatic, who usually doesn't do as well in the early game, I definitely think that they can do pretty well at Worlds, because Invictus is an early game team, Fnatic is not an early game team, and I think that they can definitely take advantage of Fnatic's weaker early game. And then Cloud9, I don't think they're going to do too well. They haven't really been they barely qualified for Worlds. They aren't really a strong team. They were losing, they got down 2 games in each of their sets, and they had to reverse sweep pretty much all of them except for the last set they played. So I don't think that Cloud9 is going to do very well at Worlds, considering they weren't able to 3-0 the NA team. So I'm going to put Cloud9 down here in the 4th spot. I think that Invictus is going to take number 1, and then number 2 and 3, I think this is quite a toss-up as well. I think that HQ could take number 2, but I also think that Fnatic could take number 2. I just want to have faith in Fnatic. I want to see the Western teams get past the group stages, so I'm going to put Fnatic at number 2, but HQ could take that number 2 spot just as easily. And then for Group C here, I think this is probably the easiest one to predict. Bangkok is probably the worst of the international wildcard teams. I think that Pain is stronger than Bangkok. I'm going to put them down here in the 4th spot because I don't think they're very good. And then I want to go with SKT at number 1 because they're the favorite to win Worlds this year, and I think that they are going to be able to beat EDG. But the number 1 and 2 seed here, I think EDG could take number 1 or SKT could take number 1. So, but for the 3rd and 4th seed, I think this is pretty clear. I don't think that H2K is going to be able to beat EDG or SKT. So in the 3rd seed, H2K, and then in the 4th seed, Bangkok. I think, like I said before, this is the easiest one to predict. And then for Group D here, LGD is also a pretty big favorite to win Worlds this year. They have Imp as their AD carry, who is arguably one of the best AD carries in the world. They've also got a really good mid laner, Godv, who I think he can definitely challenge Faker for best mid laner in the world. Depending on how he shows at Worlds this year. And I think that LGD, they're just a really strong team right now. They 3-0'd Edward Gaming in the playoffs. So I think that LGD is going to take this number 1 spot here in Group D. I don't think that Team Solo Mid is going to do good at Worlds. As much as I want them to do well, I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. I was watching TSM Legends, which is their like YouTube show they have on their channel, and they were losing scrims to CJ Entis, who didn't even make Worlds. They got disqualified in the gauntlet, and they were like the 5th seed in Korea, and TSM was losing to them, so I don't think TSM is going to be able to beat LGD and KT, and I also think that Origin is stronger than TSM, so this is how I'm going to put my group D here. If you guys like have any questions in the comments below, then be sure to leave them. Also, let me know who you guys think is, or which team you guys think is going to win Worlds in the comments below. So that is all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in my next video.